Just freaking wow. What's going on, everybody? It's Loto Drandel here. Uh, it's a bit of a late video. This is one that I never thought I'd do, but lo and behold, here we are. I don't even know where to start with this. Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with whoever wrote this fucking article? Now, you guys are probably wondering, Loto, what are you talking about? There was an article that was published. By the look of it, I gotta get my glasses back on again. I hate having them on because of the glare for the computer, but whatever. It was published 13 hours ago, so it was about 11 o'clock Monday morning. It's Tuesday now, at a little after 5 minutes after midnight. And just this article is gotta be some of the most political garbage, stupidity that I've ever fucking seen. Just to do a bit of where to begin. Okay, for those of you who play and had played Star Wars Battlefront and are playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, you know EA temporarily turned off the in-game microtransactions where, you shell out more money to skip the progress and whatnot. There was this article. Just reading this made me fume. And quite honestly, whoever wrote this article, it's going to be weird saying this, but I'm calling out CNBC. Yes, CNBC. KeyBank Capital Markets, and the person who seemed to have made this article, named, this could be wrong, Tai Kim, Taekim. I think I said the name right. The article reads, or the title, Gamers are overreacting to EA's Star Wars controversy. Publishers should raise prices. Analyst. Now, okay, so I'm going to read this article to you guys. And there might even be a video here. I'm not even sure. I can't really play it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But, so, here goes. Gamers livid over Electronic Arts' in-game money-making strategy in its new Star Wars Battlefront 2 title are overreacting. Overreacting, according to one Wall Street firm. So Wall Street, again, has to poke their nose into a section of business, into a section they have no right belonging in, that they have no right to say shit about. We view the negative reaction to Star Wars Battlefront 2 in industry trading sympathy. What? Industry trading sympathy. What? Can someone explain to me what the fuck? As an opportunity to add to Electronic Arts, Take-Two, and Activision Blizzard positions, the handling of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 launch by EA has been poor. Don't we effing know that already? Despite this, we view the suspension of MTX That's their acronym for microtransactions in the near term as a transitory risk. KeyBank, KeyBanc, capital markets analyst Evan Wingren wrote in a note to clients Sunday, gamers aren't overcharged, they're undercharged. Parentheses, and we're gamers. That's what he put in parentheses. This saga has been a perfect storm for overreaction as it involves EA, Star Wars, Reddit, and certain purist gaming journalists / outlets who dislike MTX, microtransactions. I'm going to go ahead and gut this little piece that he wrote real quick here. Give me a second here. I got to finish off that scan. Okay. So, Wall Street, the KeyBank and KeyBank capital markets, fuck you. Straightforward. Fuck you. We already shelled out the people who bought Star Wars Battlefront 2 shelled out if we include the tax, $65 to $66 for what should be on the goddamn disc. So, you know what? Let me give an example here. .hack. .hack GU, the last recode. This does not have microtransactions in it. But here's the thing. When you buy a game, when you buy a physical or digital, when you just buy a game in general, whether it be on the PS4, on the Nintendo Switch, on the Xbox One, we as the consumer base, since they're using the quote gamers, we have every reason to be upset if they lock off certain things behind microtransactions, behind a paywall, pretty much saying, give us money, give us more money, despite the fact that you already paid $60+ to buy the goddamn game to begin with. Perfect example of that was Destiny. It was proven. It had been proven. The Taken King, Year 2's Taken King, was already on the goddamn disc. But it was locked off from us behind a season fucking pass, which had The Dark Below, which featured one raid, Crota's End, and some extra strikes and missions. House of Wolves, which we couldn't even call that a complete expansion. It just introduced a Prison of Elders, a couple more strikes to go with it. And the Taken King was not part of that season pass, but it was proven by people who had data mined and got into the game and hacked into it that Taken King was already on the goddamn disc. Yet we, the consumer base who played Destiny, myself included, were locked out of everything until Bungie / Activision, whoever was pulling the strings, would just release it piece by piece. Explain to me Wall Street. Explain to me KeyBank capital markets. Explain to me how that's fucking fair. Seriously, explain to me. I would like to know how that is fair for people to have to pay $60+ for whether it's physical or digital, and then have to shell over more money to access the game. Explain to me how that makes any sense. Because to me, that is the biggest piece of shit ever. That is bullshit. Hell, I'll give another example. Angry Joe touched base on this long ago. Street Fighter Cross Tekken, where DLC characters were locked behind a paywall on the PlayStation 3 that you had to pay for. But you didn't have to pay for them if you had the Vita version. Explain to me how that's fair. Explain to me how that's overreacting. Explain it to me. I don't think you guys can, because you don't know shit. Let's continue with this article. Shares of Electronic Arts have declined 10% month to date through Monday, so through yesterday. Wall Street is worried. Controversy over EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Bullshit. You guys aren't worried. You just want to stick your nose into something so you can be relevant. In-game monetization model will hurt the video game sales. No, the microtransactions is what hurt the video game sales. People, when the trailer first came out, everybody was happy that we got to see everything we always wanted. I was one of the select few that wasn't convinced, because the thing blaring in my mind was, what's the catch? The catch was micro-fucking-transactions. If it's in a mobile game, I could understand that. But in a AAA game, a fucking AAA game that already costs $60 without tax, and then you're going to force people, if they want to skip the grind, to shell out more money. Explain to me, what the fuck, how the fuck does that make any sense to you people? That's greedy. And the gamers, as you say, overreacted. No, we had every reason to be pissed off, because we felt we were getting ripped off, that what was supposed to be a great game was getting turned to shit by a corporation who was trying to pretty much force feed microtransactions down people's throats. And no fucking way should any consumer be forced to do that. Let's continue with it, shall we? Wingren noted, there's now a slightly higher probability the title will not hit his 13 million sales unit forecast. Again, if it wasn't for the microtransactions, I'll put it like this. If EA had kept the microtransaction bullshit, had they kept that out of Star Wars Battlefront, or if they used microtransactions, just kept it to cosmetics, not to be fucking unlocking progress behind a paywall, if they just kept it as cosmetics, like Bungie and Activision did for a time, then guess what? I guarantee you, it would hit its, as he says, his 13 million sales unit forecast. I'm sure it could have hit farther if they kept the microtransaction out. Period. The analyst estimated cost per hour for a typical Star Wars Battlefront 2 player. He said if a gamer spent $60 for the game, an additional $20 per month for loot boxes, and played around 2.5 hours a day for 1 year, it comes out to about roughly 40 cents per hour of entertainment. This compares to an estimated 60 cents to 65 cents per hour of paid television. What the fuck? 80 cents per hour for a movie rental, and more than $3 per hour for a movie watched in a theater, according to the firm's analysis. What the fuck does TV gotta fucking do with video games? Paid television, movies, movie rental. What the fuck? You can't compare the two. You cannot compare the two because some part of this could make some sense that someone would play around 2.5 hours, possibly. But there are people who will play longer that love this game, or just any game that they like. For instance, when I first started, and still to this day, with Warframe, I could go for hours, like 4, 5, to maybe even 8-hour stretches. The only cutoffs being, when I gotta eat, take care of some chores, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. You get the point. You can't make this comparison with paid television. You can't make this comparison with a movie rental or watching a movie in a theater. You can't make that comparison because movies and games are two different things. The article continues. If you take a step back and look at the data, an hour of video game content is still one of the cheapest forms of entertainment. Cheapest forms of entertainment? Let me ask you something, jackass. Let me ask you something, Mr. Wingren. Yeah. What games have you played? What games have you played? What games could you play that you say were cheap entertainment? That's spitting on the consumer base. That's a good way to piss off people that play these games. It's almost like Wall Street's trying to stir the pot with this phoned-in bullshit. Quantitative analysis shows that video game publishers are actually charging gamers at a relatively inexpensive rate and should probably raise prices. Do you have any idea how stupid that sounds? How dumb does that sound to you? To anyone who watches this video, how dumb does that sound to you guys? That's bullshit right there. That's like, oh my god, I can't form coherent thoughts right now, and I'm trying to keep myself calm while I'm holding this little puppy. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wall Street pulled this bullshit with PewDiePie. And I know that, some people are like, well, PewDiePie did the freaking Nazi thing. Yeah, as a joke. Some people just don't got a sense of humor. Sure, it went a little too far, but still, it was for the sake of humor. And the people that it was supposed to supposedly offend, another YouTuber, H3H3, even said it wasn't offensive to him. It's just pathetic. Alright, let's see. Let's continue down this article. As a result, the analyst reiterated his overweight ratings for Electronic Arts, Activision Blizzard, and Take-Two with price targets of $134, $78, and $144. That's the dollars amounts, respectively. Electronic Arts announced Thursday it temporarily, now remember guys, I'm emphasizing temporarily, turned off all in-game purchases, as in real-life money purchases, in Star Wars Battlefront 2 in response to the negative sentiment from the gaming community. The initial uproar centered on in-game purchases in Star Wars Battlefront 2. They allowed players to save time by paying extra money to accelerate the unlock of major characters like Darth Vader. Now, okay, I hate to say this. I hate to break this to you guys. But again, that's unfair. That's like catering to the rich and flipping off the poor. Because there are people that will just barely be able to afford this game and not be able to do the microtransactions. And then there'll be people that will shell money out the fucking ass to pay for all these unlocks. That's a FU. And it's a greedy fucking practice. EA knows this. And it's about time they start taking responsibility and realize, yeah, we really shouldn't be doing this shit. We should take it out. They put freaking hard, pathetic microtransactions in Need for Speed Payback. Another good game that could have been great, but got screwed over by microtransactions and other things with it. It's that fucking pathetic. That EA is trying to turn AAA games more into mobile games. The gaming community flooded social media and Reddit with thousands of negative posts saying the company is unfairly compelling consumers to spend more money for content that should be part of the initial $60 game price. That's the thing. It should be part of the initial thing. Like I said, when you buy a game, you should be able to have access to everything that's already on the disc, whether it's through slow overtime unlocks, not just shell money out the fucking ass for it. Some people will do that, sure, but most of them won't. You know why? Because most normal gamers or average gamers see through the bullshit. Read between the lines, CNBC. Read between the fucking lines, Wall Street. You don't know shit about games. You don't make games. You're not part of EA, so keep your fucking nose out of it. Star Wars Battlefront 2 officially launched on Friday, but portions of the game went live on November 9th for the company's EA Access and Origin Access subscribers. Despite its inconvenience to the popular press narrative, if you like Star Wars and play video games at an average rate, you're far better off skipping the movie and playing the game to get the most bang for your buck, Wingren added. What? What part? That makes no sense. You're far better off skipping the movie and playing the game to get the... Now that's just a big FU to the movies. Oh my fucking god. This whole article is shit. The end of it reads, Activision, Blizzard, and EA, Electronic Arts, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Take-Two declined to comment. Activision Blizzard shares dropped 0.3% Monday, while EA declined 1.1%. Take-Two fell 0.3%. That's freaking tiny as fuck! That's a minuscule percentage! 1.1... You guys at Wall Street, an idiot at KeyBank Markets, is bitching over 0.3 for two of these publishers and 1.1? What? Again, I'm going to say this before. I said before, I'm going to say it again. If EA would cut the fucking microtransaction bullshit, they'd be a lot better off with all the games that they make. Whether it be the sports games, the racing, the fucking Star Wars. Point blank and simple, people. EA has been greedy for a long, long time. I was glad that I didn't fall for Star Wars Battlefront. And I'm sure as hell glad I have not bought Star Wars Battlefront 2, because this shit is pathetic. Pathetic! This is PR bullshit. This is stupid. Ugh. It's, oh my god. It's... What the fuck? Whoever, okay, Wingren, I'm going to say your actual name. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys for that watch this, don't witch on him, because that's not going to do shit. Let's see. Evan Wingren. What the fuck do you even know? You're just stirring the pot. Wall Street. You're just a fading mainstream media trying to gain relevancy by once again bashing something popular. You bash PewDiePie over anti-Semitic posts, which weren't really offensive. People that understood it. You cut out and only put in all the negative, stupid bullshit. You didn't try to even watch the entire... And you apparently watched the entire videos, but you only cut out the negatives. You only put the negative shit to make PewDiePie look like the world's biggest Nazi sympathizer, practically. And now you're doing this shit all over again because gamers justifiably rioted, like, riot's probably a strong word, were up in arms because, again, like I said, the progress, I feel, is locked behind loot boxes. And not only that, EA was trying to make people, to try to save time, shell out more money. That's greed. That is greed, no matter how you slice it. So, what EA did by taking out temporarily, even if it's temporary, it was a smart move, but they should just take it off permanently. Let the game be played the way it was supposed to be fucking played, where they would actually unlock the shit by actually, you can actually unlock everything by playing and being good. What part of that do people nowadays in 2017, dude, what part do they not fucking understand? If I compare way things are now to where things are when I was 10, and that's a 20-year stretch, holy fuck. Holy fuck. Things have devolved in the worst way. And honestly, the last time I ever bought an EA game, 1999, for Windows PC, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I think it was Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. Had the El Nino, the Jaguar, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Lamborghini DL. It had a bunch of different cars that you could unlock by just playing the game and being good at the game. And now this. If you compare Star Wars Battlefront 2, this title, to the one from the PS2, PSP days, which I got the frickin' game on my Vita. The PS2 version didn't have microtransactions, and it catered to what the gamers enjoyed. While it does do it to a degree in this Battlefront 2, the microtransactions is what people did not like, because it was pretty much, to quote Angry Joe, fuck you, give us money. That was pretty much the whole thing with EA. And now a dying media, mainstream media, is trying to gain relevancy. Wall Street trying to gain relevancy by again trying to bash at the gaming community for rightfully going up in arms against EA for shady, greedy business practices. Wall Street, you guys make me sick. Evan Wingren, you need to get your facts straight and use your fucking brain. Put yourself in the shoes of somebody who, like I said, is only able to afford the game. Wants to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Unlocking everything with effort, by being good, putting in the time. versus just shelling out extra money. Just to, again, I can't stress it enough. Microtransactions are I'm gonna say it like this. Microtransactions are a cancer. They're a fucking cancer when it comes to AAA games. Another good example of a game that had microtransactions in it is a game that I had just finished playing about 45 minutes ago, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. The only difference between the Star Wars microtransactions and Middle-earth's microtransactions is this. The Middle-earth microtransactions, you could get the currency on your own. The Mirian, I think that's how you say it, and the gold. You could actually acquire both currencies in the game. The Mirian is easy to get in that game. Gold, not so much, but you could still get it. I've been able to do it myself. And you could buy things in that market without actually wasting money. EA's Battlefront 2, whole different story. And Wingren trying to say that gamers are undercharged, that they're overreacting. It goes to show what little Evan Wingren knows. So, like I said, I'm calling out CNBC for being stupid enough to allow this article to be even put on their site. I'm calling out KeyBank Capital and Wall Street for thinking they could try to muscle in on something that is none of their business. And I'm going to call out Evan Wingren. And and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm just a small YouTuber, but still, I'm calling out all those individuals. Again, phoned in bullshit, stirring the pot, lies and deceit, and just pure PR bullshit that doesn't need anything. Wall Street has no right interfering. KeyBank has no right to be involved. Neither does this Evan Wingren. EA is greedy as hell, and apparently these guys are greedy too. Because they think it's okay to force a person, to pay $60 for a game and then shell out more money after they'd already bought the fucking game. And that to me is more pathetic than anything I'd ever. Just period. Alright, guys. My rant's over. I feel a whole lot better after getting all that off my chest. And it's really stupid that people think that it's okay to attack people like that. But again, gamers stood their ground, stood by what was right. EA realized, and that's the thing. The best way to make money is to keep your consumer base happy. What EA was doing was not making anyone happy whatsoever. Pure and simple. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. If you guys enjoyed this video and actually agree with a lot of things I've said, please hit the like button. I would appreciate any and all support. If you'd like to see more videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell down below so that way you know whenever I post videos, whenever I do live streams, whenever there's any activity going on my channel. So I hope you guys have a good night. Once again, thanks for watching, and have a good one.